Now on CBS 12 News this morning, we are tracking the tropics. We're going to take a closer look at where our first wave of the season is.
We have caught the animal that tried to kidnap an 11-year-old girl.
A Florida girl waiting alone for a school bus nearly kidnapped. What authorities say they found on the suspect's clothing and how it links him to the crime.
The light is at the end of the tunnel. It is very bright right now.
That COVID numbers looking promising across Palm Beach County, but the pandemic is not over just yet. The age group that some experts are worried about.
The veterinary industry right now is completely overrun.
Veterinary clinics facing backlogs. Why just booking an appointment for your pet is so tough right now.
You're watching CBS 12 News This Morning, the one to turn to.
Hey, good morning. Happy hump day, everybody. I'm Matt Lincoln.
I'm Ashley Glass. You haven't heard this in a while. We're tracking the tropics right now, watching a little wave in the Atlantic.
That's right. Dusting off the graphics right here. We're weeks out from the official start of the hurricane season, but this is not a surprise. We're expecting some early action here.
Let's go to meteorologist Lauren Oleski right now with a look at this tropical wave and if we should be worried at all, Lauren.
Don't need to be worried at all, but it is the first one of the season. So I'm going to tell you about it. There's a, a little wave that's going to develop just to the east of Bermuda. It's only got a 20% chance of development through the next 5 days. It's going to make its way out to sea. It could develop some subtropical characteristics maybe by the end of the week, but it's again nothing that we need to be concerned with. But we've been saying for the past few weeks that the National Hurricane Center is going to begin issuing those maps starting on the 15th. Well, today's the 19th. We now have our first little tropical wave out there. So for the past several seasons, we've seen early development prior to the official start of that June 1st date. Well, we've got it again this year. So again, we're not really surprised that we have any development out there right now. Also tracking lots of tiny showers moving on shore. We've got a little more moisture out there today. We've got a lot of rain moving across Martin County. Another shower right now about to move on shore near Boca, Okeechobee. You've got a brief downpour coming through. These showers are not going to last very long. They're very, very fast moving because of the very strong wind that we're dealing with out there today. We'll keep tracking the rain and those breezy conditions that's still ahead. Matt, Ashley.
All right, Lauren, take a look right now on our roads here at 6:02 on-time traffic, West Palm Beach. No slowdowns right there on I-95. In fact, we are seeing no major problems from Boca Raton north to Fellsmere.
6:02 right now. This is a terrifying situation for any parent to think about, much less see play out on tape here. Young Florida girl almost kidnapped at her school bus stop, and this morning, police have arrested the man they say did it.
Yeah, this video is harrowing. It's all caught on camera. Take a look here. You can see a white SUV drive past the 11-year-old girl, and then it backs up and comes back and stops. The driver waits for an opportunity, just sitting there at the stop sign, then gets out, grabs the child, and threatens her with a knife. You can't really see her, but the girl is punching and kicking and finally does drive him away and then get away.
Thank goodness she fought him off. Let's go to Terry at the live desk, follow the big breaking stories of the day. Terry, how did authorities make the arrest?
This really is so scary. It took about 50 deputies to take this man into custody, and it took less than 8 hours. They found area surveillance video to help track him down. And when they say they found the man, investigators say he had blue slime all over his arm, the same blue slime the 11-year-old was playing with at that bus stop at the time of the attack. So take a look. This is the man we're talking about right here, 30-year-old Jared Stenga. He's now facing several charges, including aggravated assault and battery and attempted kidnapping. The little girl says the man approached her weeks ago, and she reported it back then. Her mother had been walking her to the bus stop every day following that first encounter. This was the first day she was on her own once again. In the video, you see that man pull up in the van, circle around, and then come back, and then this. The brave 11-year-old fights him off. And this morning, the Escambia County Sheriff has a message to her and to all children if they are ever in a similar situation.
Fight, fight, fight. Like your life depends on it. You have gone through something that fortunately no one should have to go through, and very few do have to go through. My message to her is that she's my hero.
The sheriff says Stenga has a criminal history, including sexual offenses with a child. The good news, though, again, the man believed to be responsible. This man, he is off the streets. He is expected to make his first appearance in court today. The school district will have extra staff on hand today to talk to any children who are worried or upset about what happened.
A parent's nightmare right there. A man also suspected of sexually assaulting an 80-year-old woman inside her Martin County home was arrested late last night. That woman was attacked at the Hidden Harbor Estates community in Stewart. 20-year-old Marvin Mendoza is facing multiple charges, including sexual battery and false imprisonment with a weapon. In the next half hour, we'll tell you how the suspect was caught and why authorities think there are more victims out there.
At 6:05 right now, this is the kind of news we're so glad to report. Palm Beach County is seeing positive trends in the fight against COVID. Health officials say daily cases, hospitalizations, and deaths all down.
Yeah, down. All these factors are helping the county stay below a 5% positivity rate. Sam Kerrigan joining us from the COVID Alert Desk with some changes the county will see by the end of the week. Sam?
Matt and Ashley, 3 mass testing sites in the county will be shutting down at the end of the week. The ballpark of the Palm Beaches, Florida Atlantic University, and Town Center will close as more people in the county have gotten the vaccine and the demand for testing is going down. But health officials warn the fight isn't officially over. Children under 12 are not yet eligible to get the shot, and that's where health officials are now seeing 15% of new cases, something Palm Beach County's Health Department Director, Dr. Alina Alonso, hopes won't get worse once students return back to school in the fall.
Hopefully, everybody will be doing the right thing, and our daily positivity will continue to go down, and we'll get more people vaccinated, and we'll be closer and closer to the goal where we all want to be.
And take a look at this map here. It shows vaccinations by zip code for people 16 and up in Palm Beach County. Just 36% of the county's population has completed its series of shots. And you can see the disparities in vaccine distribution in the county. The wealthy town of Palm Beach here in the red right now shows 92% vaccination rate, while the rural area of Pahokee has just a 29% vaccination rate at this time. Overall, though, we are seeing good vaccination numbers, but we're still a long way from herd immunity. For a list of places where you can still go and get a shot, you can find that on our website, cbs12.com. And still ahead at the COVID Alert Desk, we're going to hear from the first group of teens in St. Lucie County who got vaccinated yesterday. That's coming up in just about 10 minutes. Matt and Ashley.
Wow, so still a lot of blue. Still a lot of people need to be vaccinated in Palm Beach County. Well, the pandemic has led to chaos for a number of businesses because of consumer demand. People are home a lot more, and that's changed some of the ways they're spending their money.
Like pouring more money into caring for our pets. Our Madeline Montgomery reporting live this morning from her own home with her own pets, Shady and Grady. I know you see a veterinarian, Maddie, on the regular. What's it like getting an appointment right now?
Right now, it's a long wait to get an appointment, and then once you have the appointment, it's a long wait to get into the veterinarian. And the reason is people are doing a whole lot of this. They're hanging out at home with their pets, and that sounds like a good thing, and it is, except they're noticing more ailments and therefore bringing them into the vet more frequently. And according to veterinary clinics across the country, they are 20% more busy over the past year, and they're crediting that to there are more people being pet owners too. Last year alone, almost 13 million Americans adopted a new pet. And CBS 12 News reported at the height of the lockdown that local animal shelters were emptying out. And that means more business for vets. And veterinarian Devin Smith tells CBS 12 News the increased traffic is taking a toll on the staff.
The veterinary professionals, whether it's your veterinarians, our front desk, my nurses, are exhausted, and wait times, I've had clients waiting 8 hours to be seen at an emergency facility.
So what vets are doing is they're hiring more staff, they're working longer hours, and all of that is exhausting, and it's not necessarily helping the situation. So if you have furry friends like me and you need to bring them in, just make sure to expect a wait time. For now, live from my home, Madeline Montgomery, CBS 12 News.
It's good to see Grady and Shady this morning here at 6:09. Some Palm Beach County residents are pretty worried right now about what they're seeing in a canal near Lake Clark Shores.
Yeah, it's gross. People there have been seeing this blue-green algae for weeks now. They're worried it could get even worse, maybe as bad as Lake Okeechobee's algae crisis.
And officials are telling CBS 12 News this algae is not coming from Lake O because no water is being released into this canal. They say the blue-green algae can form on its own with sunlight, stagnant water, and nutrients from lawn fertilizer and leaky septic systems. Homeowner James Sylvester is frustrated. He wants the county or the state to come clean up the mess.
winter, I won't let my children in here. I won't ride my jet skis in here. I won't take my boat out in here. My wife gets headaches from it, you know, and then there's a bad smell.
So what do? Well, Palm Beach County Commissioner Greg Weiss says people need to report issues to the Florida Department of Environmental Protection, who is responsible for tracking and responding to algae blooms.
We're just getting started here. Still ahead on CBS 12 News this morning, the Trump organization's under a criminal investigation, what the New York Attorney General is now looking into, plus the cruise industry making a comeback when the first cruise will leave the Port of Palm Beach.